All right, number 40. A recent survey conducted for the College of Business Administration at the University of Texas revealed that only 25% of them read a business publication like Wall Street Journal, Fortune, Money Magazine, etc., with any regularity. Suppose we sampled 20 undergraduates to determine how accurate this 25% value might be. Now let's find the probability that exactly one of them sampled reads the business publication with any regularity. Okay, so note our sample size is relatively small, so we can't really use the normal distribution. You could and actually get pretty close to it, but we're going to use the binomial here. That's the only really discrete distribution we've learned in here is the binomial. Remember, we have to sort of a fixed number of trials, success and failure. They either read it or they don't read it. And we can assume sort of an independent sample here. So we're going to use the binomial. And so this is going to be a binomial, and we want exactly one. So remember, binomial with exactly is the easy one, right? It's binomial PDF. And our syntax here, I want you to think about it. It's in alphabetical order. It's N, comma, P, comma, X. So our total number in this case is 20. Our P, the probability of actually selecting one, is 0.25. And how many do we want? We want 1. So that's what we're going to put in. So distribution, binomial, PDF. Remember, the CDF is when we're trying to find the sum, like fewer than 4 or something like that, or more than 8. So we're going to put in 20, comma, 0.25, comma, 1. Get 0.0211. There we go. Hey. Again, you could use normal on this. It's an approximation. It's a little harder to think about. We have our mean proportion of 0.25. What do we want? We want just 1 out of that. So 1 over 20. We're selecting 20. And our standard deviation, if you recall what it is, it's a little tricky. Remember, it's the square root of p, 0.25, times 1 minus p, which is 0.75, right? 1 minus 0.25 is 0.75, all over n, and I'm selecting 20. Okay, so if we are going to do this with the normal, we should get something pretty close. Let's see. Distribution, normal CDF. So left bound, -1. Whoop. -1 E99, comma, and we're going to 1 divided by 20. You could put that as a decimal if you wanted to, 0.05, comma, the mean, 0.25, comma, the standard deviation. I'm just going to put all that in rather than having to compute it again. So the square root of 0.25 times 0.75 divided by 20. And 0.019, which you got to admit it's pretty close to 0.211. 0.0194 and 0.0211. And if you look at the choices, it's not like these are really close to each other. So if all else fails, you can use the normal to approximate that binomial. How many of the 20 undergraduates do we expect to read a business publication with any regularity? So we got 20. 25% of them do, so it's going to be 0.25 times 20. We should do that in our head, right? 1/4 of 20 is 5. So B. Okay, I hope that helps. But you were expecting to do this with the binomial, not using the normal approximation to the binomial.